A Cluinnidh Chill Mheàrnaig, Lisa Swanson iad bhí a cluich ball cosise fan a bhaid céad bluna gúis. Agus aid fástas Lisa go gaiching on the ball cosise ban na ALBA van nuair sin.
Well, I came here as a kid. I was here at about 13 to 16, so I spent 3 years here. Before that, I used to just play football in the street. I grew up in Saltcote, so I used to just play on the streets there every single day. I played in a boys team in Saltcote United. That was my first ever team. Used to get beat every week, but I still loved it. I still love going along. So since then, I know Ray Montgomery for Saltcote. He's obviously like a legend at this club, and he's friends with my dad. I think he put a word in for me at Kilmarnock, and that's how I ended up here as a 13-year-old.
Ring Lisa Gleva sa hiad uair a bhaid còmhla Chill Mheàrnaig, agus yn y 2007 who di corm y golch yn y chlub I dyfylich o mesal, Rangers.
For me, it was unreal. As a kid, I used to complain all the time to my nana, it's no fair, I don't get to play with Rangers, because they never had a female set up at the club at all until 2007, and that's when I signed. So because of that, my nana got me into the Rangers soccer schools when I was about 10, 11, and at that point that was the closest I was ever going to get to Rangers. So to obviously go from that to spending 11 years at the club, it was unreal. It's no secret I'm obviously a Rangers fan, so to grow up supporting the team, and you love the club, to go on and play 11 years there, it was unreal.
Gach Lisa Rangers a siwi yn y blyndiad, agus a siwi I cluich House yn Ewing agus spelach Còmhla Hearts, hili a ddas a Chill Mheàrnaig, bar yn y horsich a hula sia.
I thought I'd be at Rangers forever. I used to say to the managers, just sign me for life because I'm not going anywhere else. But obviously things have changed, things have happened. But coming here, I wouldn't change it for the world. I've loved my time here. I came here on loan in 2018 and I loved every minute of it. I fell in love with football all over again when I came back here on loan. So if I was going to go anywhere and finish my career, it was always going to be here if it wasn't going to be Rangers. Coming from the top league down to this league, there wasn't much difference at all. To be honest, I found this league a bit more difficult because game to game, it was unpredictable, results were unpredictable. Whereas in the top league, you kinda know. So you do who's going to win and whatever. You can do all the preparation in the world and train 24 hours a day if you want, but you still know the outcome of what the games are going to be, whereas this league's a lot different.
Ba hiún gadid Hanach Neach can be an SWPL a dofo vrachtach an SPFL, agus ha Lisa an dochas gyfel sin a cielachach gynnwyr yn clubich yn aniachach agus taich gyfarach gain.
I think so. I can only be more competitive, and I think that's what they're pushing for, because I think when you look at the top teams, the teams are getting paid. There's a massive gap to every other club basically in Scotland, so I'm hoping that they can bridge the gap by merging the leagues. Hopefully that will bring more kind of recognition and support to the other teams as well, because it does seem like the SWPL1 do get a lot of recognition, and I think other teams maybe fall under the radar a wee bit, but hopefully now every club can maybe get kind of the sort of same recognition and support. I think I've played about 15, 16 years in women's football. I grew up with players like Jane Somerville, Megan Snedden, played against Rhonda Jones. These are all top players that have got unreal amounts of caps for their country. And then I kind of grew up in the middle, so I've then grew up with younger players that are maybe not getting things handed to them, but they've maybe had to not have to work as hard as the top players, because we were training on public parks and things like that. You'd never hear of that now, really. Everybody's kind of got their own facility. I was unheard of when I was coming into the game. So.
Han Cluinnidh rai cúteach a géirí imireach a háirtéad cho cútarmachs a hasún Cluinnidh agus slán changing, mar a lenas fás a dhéan.
Aye, definitely. Mental health is obviously massive. There is more support, but I still think it could be a little bit better. I've had my own experiences with that, where I've had to go to club doctors and I've been getting help with sports psychologists. Dr. Paul Jackson at Rangers helped me quite a lot. But I don't know if every other club have that. I do know each team now has a team chaplain who you can go to and speak to. I've used them as well. But I think it's more about, I think the clubs need to enforce it as well, and just make players aware, look, there is people here you can speak to, and that is so important.
Ha go leor hástí híon do Kilmarnock an téisansa, ach an Lisa Swanson cús me dhéon sin an drásta.
I know it's probably a boring, typical football answer, but we can't look too far ahead. We just need to take it a game at a time. I think for us, we've not had the best kind of start to the season. We're only halfway through it, so we have got time to change that, and we'll do everything we can to change that. But for us, we just need to focus on each game as it comes, and then we've obviously got Hearts as well away in the Scottish Cup, so we've got all that to look forward to. And I think for us, it's just about enjoying it as well, and just see how far we can go.
Ha dríach an the ball cosche goduit do Cluinnidh agus a fís cháinne ag Lisa do Cluinnidh an áca.
Enjoy it the best you can. I think I've kind of always had that in my head anyway. I don't think I've ever took it for granted like where I am, and I do feel lucky that I've been able to play this length of time. I've got players in this team right now who have had 2 ACL injuries and are just coming back, and I'm quite lucky I've never had to go through anything like that. So I'd say to other players, like younger players coming through, just enjoy every second you can and just don't take it for granted, because I'm coming to the end now. I'm 30 years old now, so I've not got much time left, so I just enjoy it the best you can.